Good morning, students. Today we are going to study a new lesson, that is a new poem, that is The Voice of the Rain. The Voice of the Rain is written by Walt Whitman. He was an American poet and essayist and journalist. He is known as father of free verse. I'll tell you what is free verse. Free verse means the poem doesn't have a proper rhyme scheme. That type of poem is called free verse. So this poet is known as the father of free verse. He was born in 1819 and died in 1892. So the present poem, that is The Voice of the Rain, also is a free verse. That means it doesn't have a proper rhyme scheme. Clear? And the speciality of the title of the poem. What is the speciality? The voice of the rain. So I have to tell you, the title itself is personification. So throughout the poem you can see the FOS, that is figure of speech used is personification. What is personification? We learned. What is personification? If non-living thing is given, what human quality is known as personification. Clear? If I'll say the mountains are clapping their hands, is it possible for the mountains to clap their hands? No. We are giving the human quality clapping to whom? The mountains. So the mountains are personified. Clear? The sun is peeping through the window. Is it possible for the sun to come and peep through the window? Generally the human beings do it, isn't it? So there also we are giving what quality? The human quality of peeping is given to whom? The sun. The sun is personified. Clear? So the voice of the rain. Do you think that who can make the noise? The rain can. So who generally makes a voice? Human beings, isn't it? So personification is throughout the poem. The rest of the poetic devices we will discuss after explaining the poem. Let us begin. Here we go. And who art thou? Who art thou? And said I to the soft falling shower, which strange to tell gave me an answer as here translated. So a lot of archaic words are used, that is old English is used. Who art thou? Who art? Art stands for are. Who are you? Thou is you. So the art and thou, they are all what? Which words? They are the old English words. So the poet is actually listening to what? The rainfall. And he is asking, the poet is asking the question to the falling shower of the rain. What was the question? The poet asked the soft falling shower of the rain, who art thou? Who are you? That is the question. Who asked? The poet asked. Said I to the soft falling shower. Here I is the poet. That means the poet asked the soft falling shower of the rain, who are you? Understood? And which strange to tell gave me an answer as here translated. What she answered, here she is who? The rain. What the rain answered to the poet is strange to tell in words. It's a whatever answer who gave, the rain gave is very strange to tell in words. Which strange to tell gave me an answer as here translated. So she gave an answer which is translated here in this poem. The answer given by whom? The answer given by the rain is translated here in this poem. Clear? That is the summary of these two stanzas. I hope you understood. I will repeat that again. And who art thou? Said I to the soft falling shower, which strange to tell gave me an answer as here translated. That is, the poet asked the soft falling shower of the rain, who are you? And what she answered to the poet is strange to tell in words. She gave an answer which is translated here. What did she say? Let us see. I am the poem of the earth, said the voice of the rain. Eternal, I rise impalpable out of the land and the bottomless sea. Here, I am the poem of the earth. What did the poet say? I am the poem of the earth. The voice of the rain answers that she is the poem of the earth. Earthile, bhumile poem aanu njan ennaanu aaru parnathu? Rain parnathu. See, and said the voice of the rain, eternal, I rise. See, eternal, I rise. Impalpable. Impalpable means that cannot be touched. Something that cannot be touched. Impalpable, of out of the land and the bottomless sea. See, impalpable, out of the land and the bottomless sea. Perpetually she rises out of the land and the bottomless sea and upward to heaven. Heaven means sky. Whence. Whence means from where. Vaguely formed. Vaguely means not clear. Altogether. Altogether means completely changed. And yet the same. Yet the same means unchanged. I'll repeat. Eternal, I rise. Impalpable. Eternal means perpetual. Nirandaramai. I rise. Impalpable. Impalpable means that cannot be touched. From where it is to rise. എവിടുന്ന് അത് മുകളിലേക്ക് പൊങ്ങി പോകുന്നത്? Out of the land. ലാൻഡിൽ നിന്നും. And the bottomless sea. Bottomless sea means very deep sea. Upward. Where does it go? It goes upward. Upward to heaven. Heaven here means sky. Whence. Whence means from where. Vaguely. Vaguely means not clearly formed. Altogether. Altogether means completely changed and yet the same. Other change out, but it is unchanged. Here, what is mentioned here? This is what water cycle. Some of you are science students. You all know that even the commerce students also studied in 10th standard what this water cycle. ശരി, വെള്ളം ഇങ്ങനെ മുകളിലോട്ട് റൈസ് ചെയ്ത് ഇവാപറേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് പോകും അല്ലെ, ക്ലൗഡ് ആയിട്ട് ഫോം ചെയ്യും. The same thing is explained by whom? Explained by the by the rain. What does the rain say? That it rises out of the land and the bottomless sea and it goes upwards to the sky. There in the sky she takes what? She takes the shape. What it becomes what exactly? It becomes the clouds. See, it descend to lave. Now you see, I descend to lave. Lave means earth. I descend. Descent means descent means fall down. Lave means it wash. I descend to lave means wash the droughts. Droughts means you all know dry areas. Atomies. Atomies means fine atom you all know is. Atomies means small particles, dust layers of the globe. Globe means here earth. So here the point is the rain. Importance of the rain is explained here in this stanza. I descend to lave the droughts. ഞാൻ താഴെ വീണിട്ട് എന്താ ചെയ്യുന്നത്? ഡ്രൈ ആയിട്ട് ഏരിയ മുഴുവൻ നനയ്ക്കും. പിന്നെ ചെറിയ സ്മോൾ പാർട്ടിക്കിൾസ് ആയ ഡസ്റ്റ് ലെയേഴ്സ് ആയ എർത്തിലുള്ള എല്ലാത്തിനെയും ക്ലീൻ ചെയ്യും എന്നാണ് ആര് പറയുന്നത്? The rain is speaking. Clear? What else is it speaking? Just have a look. The poet perpetually she rises out of where? Out of the land and bottomless sea, upwards, untouched and unseen. Where does it go? It goes upwards, untouched. Nobody is touching, no one changes. And but then what else happens? It again comes back to earth. It comes back to earth. Its birth, in what form it is coming back? It is saying that its birth or shape is in vague form. Though the form is completely changed, yet she remains the same. അതാണ് അത് പറയുന്നതിന്റെ സ്പെഷ്യാലിറ്റി. അതിന്റെ രൂപം ചേഞ്ച് ആയാലും അത് അതുപോലെ തന്നെ നിൽക്കും എന്നാണ് ആ വേർഡ്സിൽ പറഞ്ഞത്. അപ്പൊ അത് ഒന്നുകൂടി പറയാം. Upward to heaven where vaguely formed, altogether changed and yet the same. That means perpetually she rises out of the land and bottomless sea, upwards and unchanged and unseen. Its birth or shape in vague form. Though the form is changed, completely changed, yet she remains the same. Then what happens? The showers fall down to wash what? The rain, മഴയായിട്ട് താഴെ വരും. എന്തിനെ വാഷ് ചെയ്യാനാണ്? To wash the earth. അങ്ങനെയാണ് എന്താണ്? എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? എർത്തില് ഡ്രൈ ആയി കിടക്കുന്ന സ്ഥലം മുഴുവൻ നനയ്ക്കും. പിന്നെ അവിടുത്തെ ഡസ്റ്റ് പാർട്ടിക്കിൾസിനെ എല്ലാം എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? ക്ലീൻ ചെയ്യും എന്നും കൂടി പറഞ്ഞു. അടുത്ത നെക്സ്റ്റ് ലൈൻ നോക്കിയേ. And all that in them without me were seeds only, latent, unborn. Latent means hidden. Unborn means not born yet. and forever by day and night I give back life to my own origin. Origin means birthplace. പിന്നെ എന്താണ് അത് പറയുന്നത്? They see the earth shower, എർത്തിലേക്ക് എന്ത് fall ചെയ്യും? The showers fall down towards the earth and it earth what? It remains ഹിഡൻ. എന്താണ് റിമെയിൻ ഹിഡൻ ആയിട്ട് കിടക്കുന്നത്? അൺബോൺ ആയിട്ടും ഹിഡൻ ആയിട്ടും കിടക്കുന്ന സീഡ്സിനെ സ്പ്രൗട്ട് ചെയ്യിക്കുന്നു എന്നാണ് ആര് പറയുന്നത്? ദ റെയിൻ ഈസ് സ്പീക്കിംഗ്. ഡേ ആൻഡ് നൈറ്റ് എൻഡ്ലെസ്ലി ദ റെയിൻ ഗിവ്സ് ലൈഫ് ബാക്ക് ടു ദ ഹോം to the sprouts which is hidden inside the earth. Clear? And forever by day and night I give back life to my own origin. എന്നുവെച്ചാൽ അത് വീണ്ടും the water cycle is again going back. That is day and night endlessly the rain gives life back to the place of her origin. She makes it pure by washing down all dust and impurities and it also beautifies the earth എന്നാണ് അത് അർത്ഥമാക്കുന്നത്. And forever by day and night I give back life to my own origin. So and did you understand? First one is the poet is asking the question to the rain and the answer given by the rain. And in detail the importance of rain is also said. Now I will repeat that again. Forever by day and night I give back life to my own origin and make pure and beautify it. That means day and night endlessly the rain gives life back to the place of her origin. She makes it pure, she makes it clear, clean ചെയ്യും എന്തിനെ? earthനെ, by washing down all the dust and impurities in the earth and it also beautifies it. അല്ലെ, അങ്ങനെ എർത്തിന്റെ ഉള്ളില് ഹിഡൻ ആയിട്ട് കിടക്കുന്ന സീഡ്സിനെ സ്പ്രൗട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ വരെ ആര് സഹായിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്? റെയിൻ സഹായിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. നെക്സ്റ്റ്, ഐ ഹോപ്പ് യു അണ്ടർസ്റ്റുഡ് ദാറ്റ് മച്ച്. നെക്സ്റ്റ് ലൈൻ, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് for song issuing from its birthplace after fulfillment wandering wrecked or unwrecked duly with love returns. ഇതിന്റെ ഒരു സ്പെഷ്യാലിറ്റി ഉണ്ട്. Did you observe that? In these lines are given inside the brackets. Why the brackets are given? These are not spoken by whom? Not spoken by the rain itself. These are the comments of the poet, so that they had written separately. Understood? These are not the words of the whom? Rain. It is the comments of the poet. So we can even say that these are the extended meaning or comments of the music of the rain. എന്തായിരുന്നു അതിന്റെ meaning? For song issuing from its birthplace after fulfillment. After fulfillment means after completion. Wandering, wrecked or unwrecked. Wrecked or unwrecked means noticed or not noticed. Duly with love returns. Duly means systematically with love returns. എന്താ അതിന്റെ meaning? The rain is the song of the earth. അല്ലെ, she rises like a song and it goes upwards and after completing her operations. എന്തൊക്കെയായിരുന്നു അതിന്റെ operations? It is to beautify the earth, it is to clean all the dust particles, it is to wet the dry land and it helps the hidden seeds to sprouts. ഇതെല്ലാം ചെയ്തതിനു ശേഷം it comes back to the earth duly with love. പിന്നെയും അത് എന്താണ്? water cycle is continuing. It comes back to the earth duly with love without caring. ആരെയും ശ്രദ്ധിക്കാറില്ല. without caring whether someone hears or notices her or not. ആരെങ്കിലും റെയിനെ ശ്രദ്ധിക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ ഇല്ലയോ എന്ന് പോലും ആര് കെയർ ചെയ്യാറില്ല? റെയിൻ കെയർ ചെയ്യാറില്ല. I will repeat. For song issuing from its birthplace after fulfillment wandering. After fulfillment wandering means after completion. Wrecked or unwrecked duly with love returns. That means what are the works the song of the rain is doing? It is saying that it is the song of the earth. It rises rises from it like a song upwards. അല്ലെ, ഇതുപോലെ ഒരു പാട്ട് പോലെ എന്ത് വെള്ളം വേപ്പറായിട്ട് ഇവാപറേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് മുകളിലേക്ക് പോകും. അല്ലെ, അത് ഏതുപോലെ എന്നാ പറയുന്നത്? ലൈക്ക് എ സോങ്. ഇറ്റ് ഗോസ് അപ്വേർഡ്സ് ആൻഡ് ആഫ്റ്റർ കംപ്ലീറ്റിംഗ് ഓൾ ഹെർ ഓപ്പറേഷൻ കംസ് ബാക്ക് ടു ദ എർത്ത്. വീണ്ടും അത് മുകളിൽ പോയി. വാട്ടർ സൈക്കിളിനെ കുറിച്ചാണ് ഇവിടെ സംസാരിക്കുന്നത്. പോയിട്ട് തിരിച്ച് എർത്തിലേക്ക് തന്നെ വരും. എങ്ങനെയാണ്? ഡ്യൂലി വിത്ത് ലവ്, സ്നേഹത്തോടുകൂടി. വിത്തൗട്ട് കെയറിങ് വെദർ എന്ത് ശ്രദ്ധിക്കാറില്ല റെയിൻ? നിങ്ങൾ ആരെങ്കിലും അതിനെക്കുറിച്ച് എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടോ, നോട്ടീസ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടോ ഇല്ലയോ എന്നുള്ള ഒന്നും ആർക്കൊരു ബോധറേഷനെ അല്ല. റെയിൻ അതൊരു ബോധറേഷനെ അല്ല. comes back to the earth duly with love without caring whether someone hears or notices her or not, but it comes back. ഇത് ആരുടെ കമന്റ് ആണ്? പോയിറ്റിന്റെ കമന്റ് ആണ്. That is why it is written inside the brackets. I hope you understood the poem. If you have any doubts related to this poem, you can ask me. You can call me in the phone. Now let us check the what the poetic devices used. In this poem, you are going to learn two new poetic devices. One is, I think a few of you had already learned. I taught you in 10th standard. That is anastrophe. Anastrophe. What is anastrophe? Anastrophe has FOS anastrophe. It has another word also, that is inversion. That is when the prose order is changed to suit the poetic effect. ശരിക്കും പറഞ്ഞാൽ prose order എന്താണ്? Subject, verb and object. ഇതാണ് correct word order. So when the poet is changing the prose order for the what to suit the poetic effect, നമ്മൾ എന്ത് പറയും? അനസ്ട്രോഫി എന്ന് പറയും, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അതിനെ ഇൻവേർഷൻ എന്നും പറയാം. അതിനൊരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ, ബാരൻ ആർ ദോസ് മൗണ്ടൻസ്. ബാരൻ ആർ ദോസ് മൗണ്ടൻസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ശരിക്കും പോയറ്റിക് ഓർഡർ കറക്റ്റ് ആണോ? അല്ല. ദോസ് ആർ എന്താണ്? ദോസ് ആർ ബാരൻ ഏരിയസ് എന്നേ നമ്മൾ പറയാറുള്ളൂ. ക്ലിയർ? ഇതാണ് അതിന്റെ ഒരു വേർഡ് ഓർഡർ. എക്സാമ്പിൾ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു. ഇതിൽ നമ്മുടെ പോയട്രിയിൽ തന്നെ നമുക്ക് വി ക്യാൻ സേ ദാറ്റ്, and who art thou, said I to the soft falling shower. Then I said to the soft falling shower, who art thou? എന്നല്ലേ ചോദിക്കുള്ളൂ. എന്നല്ലേ നമ്മൾ എഴുതുന്ന ശരിക്കുള്ള prose order is that. Full continuously you can see this anastrophe is used, and personification is throughout there, because who is given the human quality? The rain is given the human quality. So anastrophe you understood, that is the word order is changed. Even the next line you see, I am the poem of earth, said the voice of the rain. The voice of the rain said what? I am the poem of the earth. Everywhere you can see the what order is changed, the prose order is changed. So that is called anastrophe. Then in the first line you can see the first line, I think it personification is there, because and who art thou, said I to the soft falling shower. There it is S is repeated, alliteration. You all know the consonant sound is repeatedly used, then it is what? Alliteration. Then in the second line, which strange to tell gave me an answer as here translated. There the vowel sound A is repeatedly used, so it is assonance. And the letter T is repeatedly used, so it is alliteration. I am the poem of earth. I am the poem of earth. That it is what? It is indirect comparison, so it is metaphor. I am poem of the earth. The rain is indirectly comparing to what? Poem of the earth. So it is metaphor. So indirect comparison is what? Metaphor. Direct comparison using like and as we learned, it is simile. Here it is indirectly compared without using the word like or as, so it is metaphor. Said the voice of the rain. Avade personification is also there. Then in the same line, the is repeatedly used, repetition. T is repeatedly used, so it is alliteration. Eternal I rise, impalpable, out of the land and bottomless sea. Here it is hyperbole. This also you learned in 10th standard. What is hyperbole? Exaggeration. Actually bottomless sea, you all know it is deep sea, so it is used as bottomless. So here we can use it, which FOS? Hyperbole. What is hyperbole? Exaggerate ചെയ്യുക. ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു കാര്യത്തിനെ ഒത്തിരി വലുതാക്കി കാണിക്കുന്നതിനെയാണ് ഹൈപ്പർബോൾ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. എക്സാഗ്രേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് കാണിക്കുക, അവിടെ ഹൈപ്പർബോൾ ഈസ് യൂസ്ഡ്. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ബോട്ടംലെസ് സീ. Then the same line we can use alliteration also. And the next line, upward to heaven, thence vaguely formed altogether. There T, it is nothing is there, changed and yet the same. T is repeatedly used, so we can say that what it is? FOS. T is repeatedly used, consonant sound is repeatedly used, so it is alliteration. I descend to the larvae, to the droughts at atomies, dust layers of the globe. There also it is D is repeatedly used, alliteration. Alliteration ആണ് ഒത്തിരി പ്ലേസിൽ ഉള്ളത്. Next line. I descend to the larvae droughts atomies that we discussed. Next line. And all that in them without me were seeds only, latent, unborn. Here it is W is repeatedly used, alliteration. Next line. And forever. By day and night, I give back life to my own origin. ഇവിടെ last year we learned that, അതായത് the one FOS we learned, that is called anaphora. Anaphora means two or more than times line is starting with the same word. ഇവിടെ നോക്കൂ, and കൊണ്ടാണ് two lines are starting. That is, and all that in them without me were seeds only. And next line also begins with and. So if any poetry in any two consecutive lines, two or more than two lines is beginning with the same word, then the FOS is called anaphora. Next one, day and night. Day and night is two opposite meaning words, so it is antithesis. If any line, two opposite meaning words are used, then it is called antithesis. These are all we learned in 10th standard. Next FOS. And all that in them without me were seeds only, latent, unborn. There again we can say FOS. What also? Alliteration also. Anaphora also, and alliteration also used. And forever. The three lines, forever and make pure and beautify it. So three lines are consecutively. So more than two times or more than one time any word is used to begin the lines. Here it is three times used, it is anaphora. For song issuing from its birthplace after fulfillment, wandering. There it is, I is repeatedly used, that is vowel sound is repeatedly used, assonance. Rect or unrect, duly with love returns. There it is, nothing. So this is the FOS we learnt. Next one, I have to tell you, this is a free words. Why is it called a free words? Because it doesn't have a proper rhyme scheme. That is the end of the poem. I hope you understood. If you have any doubts, you can contact me. Thank you.